Life has a funny way of throwing curveballs when you least expect them. One minute everything is going according to plan. You're paying your bills, maybe saving a little, thinking about your next weekend plans. The next minute, you hear a strange clanking noise from your car engine on the way to work. Suddenly, your stomach drops. Or maybe you wake up with a toothache that feels like a lightning bolt. The dentist tells you it's going to be a 4-figure fix. These aren't dramatic once-in-a-lifetime events. They're the mundane, frustrating, expensive realities of being an adult. No one is immune. It doesn't matter how well you plan your life, how careful you are, or how much you earn. The unexpected is always lurking just around the corner. Most people are living much closer to the financial edge than they realize. One flat tire, one sick pet, one broken appliance, a genuine crisis. Without a buffer, a small problem can quickly spiral into a catastrophe. That strange car noise becomes a threat to your job if you can't get to work. That sudden medical bill becomes a choice between your health and your rent. This is the reality for millions without a financial safety net. So, what is this magic solution I'm talking about? Let's break it down to its simplest form. No confusing financial terms allowed. An emergency fund is just a stash of money that you save for one reason and one reason only: to cover unexpected expenses. That's it. This isn't your vacation fund. It's not the money you're saving for a down payment on a house. It's not the money you're saving for a new gaming console. It is sacred money. Its sole purpose is to sit there, patiently waiting to rescue you when something goes wrong. It's your personal financial firefighter, ready to spring into action at a moment's notice. The key here is that this money needs to be liquid. That's a fancy word that just means easy to get to. You shouldn't have your emergency fund tied up in stocks. You shouldn't have your emergency fund tied up in real estate. You shouldn't have your emergency fund tied up in complicated investments that take a week to sell. Why? Because when your water heater bursts and is flooding your basement at 2 a.m., you can't tell the plumber you'll pay him as soon as your stock portfolio matures. You need cash, and you need it now. That means keeping this money in a place where you can access it within a day or two, like a high-yield savings account. That account should be separate from your regular checking account. A common mistake people make is thinking their credit card is their emergency fund. This is a dangerous trap. Now, you might be hearing financial gurus talk about saving 3 to 6 months of living expenses, and that can sound incredibly intimidating. If you spend $3,000 a month, being told you need to save $9,000 to $18,000 can feel so impossible that you don't even start. So, let's forget that for now. We're going to focus on a much more achievable, much more powerful first step: saving $1,000. This is your starter emergency fund. It's not the end goal, but it is the most important milestone you will hit on your financial journey. Why? Because it's doable, and it's enough to handle the vast majority of common emergencies. Think about the little disasters that pop up. Your car's alternator dies. That's often a $400 to $600 repair. Your insurance deductible could easily be $500. Your pet suddenly gets sick and needs an emergency vet visit. That $1,000 buffer is a powerful shield. It won't cover you if you lose your job for 6 months, but it will absolutely stop these smaller, more frequent financial fires from burning down your entire budget and forcing you into debt. It's the perfect starting point. The psychological power of hitting that first $1,000 milestone cannot be overstated. It proves to you that you can save money. It builds momentum. Once you see that $1,000 sitting in your savings account, a switch flips in your brain. You start to feel more in control, more secure. This confidence then fuels you to keep going, to maybe aim for $2,000 and then eventually build up to that full 3 to 6 month fund. Let's get specific. What kind of emergencies are we actually talking about here? Not Hollywood disasters, the boring, expensive everyday stuff. Car, you turn the key, all you hear is a click. Mechanic tells you the starter is dead. That'll be $500. Or you hit a massive pothole, blow out a tire and bend the rim. $300. Without an emergency fund, you're scrambling, maybe missing work, and stressing about how to pay. Home. Your refrigerator, which has been humming along, quits in the middle of a heat wave. Not only is a new one often $800 or more, you also lose all the food inside. Or a pipe under your sink springs a leak, and by the time you notice it's damaged the cabinet and floor, you need a plumber and probably a carpenter. These aren't luxury problems. They're urgent. Cash is king. Health and dental surprises. You twist your ankle, need an x-ray and a brace. Even with insurance, your share can be several $100s. A crown cracks. The dentist says you need a new one to avoid bigger problems. That can be $1,000. Your pet isn't immune. Emergency vet bills can run into the thousands. Your company might suddenly downsize and you find yourself laid off with little warning. $1,000 won't replace your income, but it can cover immediate bills like rent and utilities for a few weeks. It buys you time and prevents taking the very first low-paying job out of desperation. Having that $1,000 ready is what turns a potential catastrophe into a manageable problem. Okay, so you're convinced you need $1,000. But how do you actually save it? Especially if you feel like you're living paycheck to paycheck and there's nothing left over at the end of the month. I get it. It can feel like trying to squeeze water from a rock. But with a clear plan and a little bit of hustle, it is absolutely possible. The first step is to treat saving like a bill. You wouldn't just forget to pay your rent or your car payment, right? You need to give your savings the same level of importance. The best way to do this is to automate it. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your new, separate high-yield savings account. Even a small amount adds up. Can you spare $20 a week? That's $1,040 in a year. Can you manage $50 a week? You'll have over $1,000 in just 5 months. The key is to make it automatic so you don't even have to think about it. The money is moved to your savings before you have a chance to spend it on something else. This pay-yourself-first strategy is the single most effective way to build savings. Look at your budget and find a realistic number, even if it's just $10 a week to start. You can always increase it later. The goal is to build the habit. Next, you need to go on a treasure hunt for extra cash in your current budget. This means tracking your spending for a month, every single dollar. You will be shocked at where your money is going. That daily $5 coffee, that's $150 a month. The subscription services you forgot you even had, that could be another $30 or $40. The lunches you buy at work instead of packing your own, that's easily $200 a month. The real value of an emergency fund isn't just the money itself, it's the profound psychological impact it has on your life. It's the peace of mind you feel when you go to bed at night, knowing that if something goes wrong you are prepared. This isn't an exaggeration. Financial stress is one of the leading causes of anxiety, relationship problems, health issues. It's a heavy weight that you carry around every single day. When you're living on the edge, every phone call from an unknown number, every check engine light, every cough from your child can trigger a wave of panic. An emergency fund lifts that weight off your shoulders. It gives you a sense of control in a world that often feels chaotic. When you have that $1,000 buffer, you are no longer a victim of your circumstances. You become the one in charge. The power dynamic shifts. Instead of life happening to you, you have the resources to happen back at life. That flat tire is no longer a crisis that ruins your week. It's just an annoying errand you have to run. The unexpected medical bill isn't a source of sleepless nights. It's just another bill you pay, like your electric bill. This feeling of security is priceless. Imagine two people, Alex and Ben. Both have similar jobs and similar incomes. Both are driving to work one morning when they hear a loud grinding noise and their car sputters to a stop on the side of the highway. The tow truck comes. The mechanic delivers the bad news. The transmission is shot. It's going to be a $2,000 repair. Here is where their paths diverge dramatically. Ben has no emergency fund. His stomach is in knots. His first thought is panic. How is he going to pay for this? He immediately gets on his phone. He starts searching for high-interest personal loans. He searches payday loans. The rates are terrible. Ben spends the rest of his day consumed by stress. He has to call his boss and explain he can't come in, jeopardizing his standing at work. He has to figure out how he's going to get to his job for the next week, begging for rides or paying for expensive Ubers. He looks at his credit card, already nearly maxed out. The thought of adding another $2,000 with a 24% interest rate makes him feel sick. He starts thinking about which bills he can skip this month. Knowing that will lead to late fees and collection calls, more problems down the road. Ben's single car problem has now exploded into a full-blown financial and emotional crisis. Now let's look at Alex. Alex has been diligently saving. He has a $2,000 emergency fund set aside in a separate savings account. When the mechanic gives him the bad news, he's not happy. But he doesn't panic. He calmly tells the mechanic to go ahead with the repair. Feeling motivated? Good. The best time to start building your emergency fund was yesterday. The second best time is right now, today, this very minute. Don't put this off. Don't say you'll start next week or next month. The momentum you feel right now is powerful, and you need to harness it. The first step is incredibly simple and will take you less than 5 minutes. I want you to open a new savings account. Do it online. Choose a high-yield savings account. Any separate savings account will do. It must be separate from your everyday checking. It's a psychological barrier. It prevents accidental spending on a pizza or on a new pair of shoes. When it's separate, you must consciously transfer to spend. That pause helps you ask, is this a real emergency? Label the account, emergency fund. Label the account, do not touch. Label the account, financial freedom. Naming it reinforces its purpose and prevents raids. This is critical. Do it now. Once it's open, fund it. Find your first dollar, $1, $5, $20. Go to your banking app and transfer something into your emergency fund. This is symbolic. Planting a flag for your financial security. It makes the account real and gets the ball rolling. The first dollar is the hardest. After that, it's easier. Maybe find $50 by skipping takeout. Maybe sell an old video game for $20. Get that initial deposit in today. Finally, set up the automatic transfer. Schedule a recurring transfer from checking to your emergency fund. Pick a day right after you get paid. Start small, $10 every Friday, $25 every payday, whatever you can afford. Let me leave you with this final thought. You buy car insurance hoping you'll never get into an accident. You buy health insurance hoping you'll never get sick. You have a fire extinguisher in your kitchen hoping you'll never have a fire. An emergency fund is no different. It is a tool of preparation, not pessimism. You are preparing for the inevitable bumps in the road so that you can continue moving forward toward your goals without being constantly derailed. Today, August 25th, 2025 can be the day you change your financial future. It could be the day you decide to stop living with that constant, low-level financial anxiety. Take the first step. Open the account, transfer that first dollar, set up the automatic savings plan. Future, you will be incredibly grateful that you did. You will thank yourself the first time life throws one of its inevitable punches, and instead of getting knocked down, you're able to stand your ground. The power to protect yourself is in your hands. Start building your financial armor today. Don't wait. Every dollar you put into that fund is a vote for a more stable, secure, and peaceful future for yourself. Think about how you will feel 6 months from now when you look at that savings account and see $1,000 sitting there. Future, you will be grateful. Start now.